An exhibition entitled Spectrum by the world-famous Bahraini artist, His Excellency Sheikh Rashid bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, opened on Wednesday at the Liechtenstein National Museum.
Spectrum employs traditional Middle Eastern architectural principles, such as those seen throughout Bahraini artists' heritage, and contemporizes them by playing on structural attributes that are also reminiscent of contemporary Gulf architecture. Additionally, Rashid integrates a specific palette and tones that are characteristic to the landscape of his country. Despite the physicality and monumentalism of his work, which has transitioned over the years with the surroundings that have long inspired him, he has always aimed to express the fundamentality of life, through the contrasts he has regularly observed in his immediate environment, as well as the colors and light reflected in a land that he treasures. The VIP opening on 15th June was attended by over 40 guests, among who were Her Imperial Highness Princess Gabrielle von Habsburg, His Imperial Highness Archduke Simeon von Habsburg, Her Serene Highness Hildegard van Liechtenstein, Exclusive Magazine, media representatives, Liechtenstein TV, artists, collectors, and friends. The event started at 6 p.m. with a short welcome speech by the director of the museum, Professor Dr. Rainer Volkommer, who introduced the artist and greeted the guests. Next was a welcome remark by Stefan Battleiner, Vice President of the Board of Foundation of the National Museum of Liechtenstein. In the closing speech, the artists disclosed exciting facts about a past link with Liechtenstein.
Connection between me and Liechtenstein long time back, and that goes back when I wanted to do stamp designs. I was asked to do stamp design for Bahrain, and I found out that the most important stamps historically are from Liechtenstein, and since then, you know, I always wanted to visit the Liechtenstein and to see the stamps and all that.
A special edition of the artist's book was presented to the VIP guests. The evening continued with interaction between the artist and the guests, who were thrilled to know more about his work and his future plans.
After the official opening ceremony was completed, I had the opportunity to speak to a number of the VIP guests. First, I spoke to His Imperial Highness Archduke Simeon van Habsburg. Very much for inviting us to your beautiful country, and we've been here now and had the opening of Sheikh Rashid's exhibition Spectrum. What are your initial impressions?
Well, I'm quite impressed because I'm not really an artist myself,
right,
but I'm impressed too, particularly from the colors here. You can see from all sides. It's quite amazing.
And of course, Liechtenstein is a fantastic place to have an exhibition like this, because we're right towards the center of Europe, and it's easy for people to get to from so many different countries.
Yes, it's a lovely country, first of all. We have beautiful mountains here, and so it's really a place of colors and a place of beauties. It is really, but it's very little known. We have only 35,000 inhabitants here, but it's a very quiet and nice place to be.
It certainly is, Your Highness, and thank you very much for inviting us here and for talking to us on Bahrain Radio and Television.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.
Next up, I had the opportunity to speak to Her Imperial Highness Princess Gabriella van Habsburg. Your Highness, thank you very much for talking to us on Bahrain Radio and Television. This is a lovely facility here for an exhibition like this, and you've had a chance to have a look at some of the works. What are your impressions?
I think it's a wonderful exhibition, and I love the new works. They are really great, and I found it also very special that he described it himself, how this whole development. So I think that always adds to an exhibition, if you can hear by the artist what he's thinking about it and about the development. So I think it gives a special insight, and it's very beautiful. I like the work very much.
And of course, you're an artist yourself, you were telling me before we started recording.
I'm a sculptor.
Sculptor?
Yes. And I work with stainless steel. So I have a very special feeling for the metal and for the material, and I really think it's a very special exhibition.
Your Highness, thank you very much for taking time to talk to us.
Thank you very much.
I then spoke with Her Serene Highness Hildegard von Liechtenstein. Your Highness, thank you very much for agreeing to talk to us. You were there for the presentation of the opening. What are your impressions of the works as you've seen them so far?
My impression of the works is everything is quite positive.
You said that your family and the Al Khalifa family know each other from way back.
I was grown up in Germany. Lots of members of this family came every summer and passed their time in Baden-Baden. And they were very modest people and they were nice friends of the reigning princes, of the reigning families.
It's been a pleasure talking to you, and thank you very much for talking to us on Bahrain Radio and Television, and enjoy the rest of the evening. I've now been joined by Renata and Peter Dimmel, and you're both here enjoying the opening of the exhibition. Can I ask you for your first impressions, Renata?
Yes, for sure. I'm very impressed about the artwork here. It's really great what we have seen here.
And Peter, what about you?
I met a painter this week, and I had no idea what kind of art I see today. And today I walked in this room and I saw this art or kind of art with the different colors, different views, and for me it's amazing. And it's really the work by himself. It's very precise.
Now, you said you met the artist earlier in the week, but you in your own right, I think you're a bit of an artist, and you specialise in the art of coffee roasting.
Yeah, my art is roasting coffee to make it like also more than 100%. Like this art is also more than 100%. This is always the extra mile you go, and for me it's always good to make a product or a kind of art for everybody to enjoy with the mouth and with the flavors. And this art we see today, it's something you enjoy with your eyes. So I'm not too far away from this art.
Oh, Peter, Renata, thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
After His Excellency had the opportunity to speak to each of his guests, I then took my turn and spoke to His Excellency Sheikh Rashid bin Khalifa Al Khalifa. Sheikh Rashid, congratulations, the official opening of your latest international exhibition, Spectrum. You must be very pleased with how it's gone.
Well, I'm very happy to have this exhibition organized and opened at the Museum of Liechtenstein, and I thank them for inviting me, and it's an important step for me to exhibit at the museum here. It's a very important museum, and we're looking forward for further cooperation with them for training, for exhibition between Bahrain and Liechtenstein.
Now, we've had a lot of very important people here, and fantastic quality of people for the exhibition, for the opening. You must be very pleased with that they've come to see your works.
Of course, their attendance is very important for the exhibition and for myself personally, and it just shows that Bahrain has a respect all over the world, and they have also the culture to attend such events. And of course, being at the museum, National Museum here, also gives it a lot of weight.
Now, I've been very lucky over the years to attend a lot of your exhibitions, and the way your work has evolved over the years is quite amazing. Now, you're saying these works are particularly special, they're convex. Tell us a little bit about them.
Well, of course, these are my latest artworks. They are made out of aluminum, and they are in convex shape, and I use enamel paint for it. And of course, it's not like the traditional paintings, canvas and oil and acrylic or what have you. It's quite contemporary and look contemporary in the use of material. The medium is quite contemporary. And of course, it's very simple in terms of the choice of the material and colors. But it gives a message on what I want to say. that is beauty. You can find beauty in the simplest way in life. You know, you can find beauty everywhere.
Looking at the works as they're hanging on the wall here, initially you look at them and say, oh, they're very simple. But then as you move around and look at them from different angles, it's a whole different perspective from each angle.
Well, the more simple it is, the more difficult. I mean, that is the irony, you know, of art. You know, the more complicated it looks, maybe it's not as easy, you know, to do, but also not as easy to make it very simple. So I try to simplify my artworks to look more straightforward and subtle, and that's what I enjoy doing most.
Sorry, I was going to say, how long did it take you to put these works together? Because I think there are 10 here this evening, and you said there are some more in the series that we can look forward to another exhibition, perhaps.
Well, some of them are 4 or 5 years old. They're not all of them are new, but most of them are latest. You know, like a year old or 6 months old or 3 months old. So we have selection. We did a selection for this exhibition, and in September, where there is like the version 2 of this exhibition at the same museum here, to exhibit my latest artworks plus my earlier works. See, my earlier works talking about 30, 40 years ago. You know, the landscapes, the abstract, the figures, and all that. So you will have both. So the onlooker, the visitors, can see what I did before and what I'm doing now.
And see how it's progressed. I mean, you had a short video there somebody put together going back over the years, and a number of those works I recognized them from previous exhibitions.
Yes, exactly. You know, to give the visitors idea of the type of works that I've done.
So, Rashid, congratulations again, and thank you as always for talking to us about radio and television.
Thank you for coming and appreciate your visit. Thank you.
In commemoration of the exhibition, the Liechtenstein Postal Museum, a branch of the Liechtenstein National Museum, designed postage stamps and stamp collection sheets, issued by Liechtenstein, featuring details of Rashid's Spectrum works. This marked the first time a Middle Eastern artist was featured on Liechtenstein's stamps.
Herz, das hanget dran am Liechtenstein.